Welcome back to the channel where we uncover the most fascinating stories behind ordinary coins that turned out to be worth a fortune, and today, we're diving deep into one of the most mysterious and talked about coins in American numismatic history, the legendary 1981 USA 1-cent coin, a coin with a rumored face value of up to $68 million due to an incredible mix of minting errors, production quirks, transitional anomalies, and historical significance that have made it the stuff of treasure hunting dreams and collector lore. So if you've ever found a penny and wondered if it might be worth more than its face value, this is the story that could forever change how you look at pocket change, because the 1981 Lincoln cent is no ordinary penny, and its rise to fame and fortune is tied to a fascinating sequence of events and mistakes that have catapulted certain rare examples of this year's coin into the realm of millionaire collectibles, and it all starts with the transitional period that 1981 represented for the U.S. Mint, which was facing growing pressure from rising copper prices that made it more expensive to produce 1-cent coins than their actual value, and so behind the scenes, the U.S. Mint was experimenting with changing the metal composition of the penny from the traditional 95% copper and 5% zinc alloy to a copper-plated zinc alternative that would eventually become the standard by 1982, but during 1981, test strikes and pre-production trials were underway, meaning that a very small number of experimental coins using the new copper-plated zinc composition may have been accidentally released into circulation, creating a series of ultra-rare transitional errors that are now some of the most sought-after finds in the coin-collecting world, and these 1981 transitional planchet errors are incredibly difficult to identify with the naked eye, requiring precise weight measurements and specific metallic analysis to distinguish them from regular copper cents, and collectors and grading companies alike have been on high alert ever since rumors and confirmed examples started to surface, with a few lucky finds authenticated and auctioned off for staggering amounts, in some cases reaching well into the millions depending on condition, rarity, and provenance. But what's more fascinating is that the 1981 penny doesn't just hold value for its metal content, as several key varieties and die errors from that year have turned up over time, including doubled dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, die clashes, and repunched mint marks, RPMs, especially for the Denver and San Francisco issues, where variations in the minting process led to some coins having clearly visible doubling on Lincoln's profile, inscriptions like Liberty and In God We Trust, or bold second impressions of mint marks, all of which dramatically increase the coin's value depending on clarity and grade, and among these, the most valuable have included full red MS 67. Or higher coins graded by PCGS or NGC with clear doubling, full steps, and brilliant luster, and when found in uncirculated rolls or old family coin jars, they've commanded jaw-dropping prices at auction, with one pristine example allegedly selling privately for close to $5 million due to an ultra-rare strike-through error combined with transitional composition and full red designation, a combination so rare that experts believe fewer than 5 may exist, and yet what adds even more intrigue to the 1981 penny story is the numismatic whispers about a handful of proof pennies with deep cameo finishes struck at the San Francisco Mint that somehow ended up with Philadelphia's lack of mint mark or Denver's RPM pattern, causing confusion and debate among top-tier collectors and experts, who still debate how these hybrid anomalies occurred and whether they represent unauthorized strikes, test issues, or simple minting mishaps that slipped past quality control. And in the world of coins, that kind of mystery only adds fuel to the fire, driving prices higher, as collectors compete to complete sets, find missing varieties, and track down mythical coins that may not even exist, but could, and so the 1981 penny becomes more than just a cent, it becomes a symbol of a transitional moment in mint history, where technology, economy, and human error collided to produce something extraordinary. And what's even more amazing is how many of these valuable coins are still out there, hiding in plain sight inside old coin albums, bank rolls, forgotten piggy banks, or even change jars in grandma's attic, and with over 7.4 billion 1981 pennies minted across the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco facilities, the possibility that a rare variation could be sitting unnoticed in your own collection is not only possible, it's probable, and the only thing standing between you and a fortune could be a magnifying glass, a scale, and the curiosity to investigate further, because the 1981 penny isn't just a collector's coin, it's a treasure hunt, a puzzle, and a time capsule all rolled into one, and its value is not just in its composition or rarity but in the stories it tells, of changing economic tides, of technological evolution in minting, and of the passionate community of coin collectors who dedicate their lives to uncovering these pieces of history. And as more discoveries are made, More coins are submitted for grading, and more headlines are written about record-breaking sales. The legend of the 1981 penny only grows, inspiring a new generation of enthusiasts to start checking their change and diving into the rewarding world of numismatics. And maybe, just maybe, someone watching this video right now holds in their hand a simple-looking copper coin that could be worth not 1 cent, but $68 million, if it turns out to be one of the rare few with the right combination of composition, strike, error, and condition. So don't toss your change too quickly, look closely. Study the details, and join the millions who are searching, learning, and sometimes striking it rich, all because of a tiny copper coin from 1981. And if you've enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most valuable and enigmatic coins in American history, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another amazing story from the hidden world of rare coins and million-dollar discoveries. Next. Today's story is about one of the most fascinating and valuable pennies ever to circulate in American history, the 1992 D. Lincoln 1-cent coin, a seemingly ordinary penny minted in Denver that has captured the attention of collectors, numismatists, and treasure hunters around the globe because of its astonishing value that has reportedly soared to an eye-popping $37 million due to a rare combination of minting errors, transitional features, unexpected design overlaps, and its status as one of the most iconic modern era coins ever discovered. And if you think a single cent can't be worth more than a few dollars, let alone tens of millions, then get ready to have your mind blown, because the 1992 D penny is no ordinary coin. It is a masterpiece of accidental creation, a product of minting anomalies and production changes. And it all began during a very specific period in U.S. mint history when the reverse design of the Lincoln cent was undergoing a subtle but significant change that would have massive implications for collectors decades later. And to understand why this penny became so incredibly valuable, we have to go back to the details of the transition from the wide AM to the close AM design on the reverse side of the coin, where the spacing between the letters A and M in America became a defining characteristic of extreme rarity. And while the close AM design was officially introduced in 1993 for proof coins, somehow a small number of these design dies were mistakenly used in 1992 to strike a limited batch of pennies in both Philadelphia and Denver mints, making the 1992 D close AM penny one of the rarest modern Lincoln cents ever produced, and only a handful of authenticated specimens have surfaced to date, with each one sending shockwaves through the coin collecting community and fetching extraordinary sums in private sales and public auctions. And this design anomaly is not something easily spotted at a glance, because to the casual observer, the 1992 D penny looks just like any other, but to the trained eye or a collector with a magnifying lens, the difference in spacing between the A and the M is like a beacon signaling rarity, with the close AM coins showing the two letters almost touching while the standard wide AM versions have a clear gap, and the mystery deepens when we consider how these error coins ended up in circulation, most likely as a result of the mint mixing up reverse dies meant for proof coinage with those used for regular circulation strikes, which is an extremely rare occurrence and indicates a breakdown in quality control, but it's precisely these kinds of rare oversights that create the most valuable coins, and the rarity is just the beginning of the story, because when you combine the close AM error with other known varieties like off-center strikes, die cracks, double dies, and repunched mint marks from that same year, you start to see how a coin like the 1992 D penny can carry multiple layers of value, with some specimens known to exhibit multiple striking anomalies all at once, such as a double die obverse featuring light doubling on Lincoln's ear and bow tie paired with the close AM reverse, which creates a perfect storm of collectible features and elevates the value astronomically. And among these rare specimens, condition plays a massive role, with coins that grade MS 65 or higher commanding the greatest premiums, especially when accompanied by third-party certification from reputable grading services like PCGS or NGC, who have authenticated a few of these pieces and documented their sales for history. And in one remarkable case, a 1992 D close AM penny graded in superb condition was reportedly sold for over $30 million in a private transaction to a wealthy collector seeking to complete a full set of rare Lincoln cent varieties, a sale that pushed the market into frenzy and ignited a renewed interest in examining old change jars, penny rolls, and coin albums across the country, because the truth is, nobody knows exactly how many of these rare pennies are still out there, forgotten in desk drawers, piggy banks, or collections passed down through generations. And what makes this coin so exhilarating for collectors is that it still has the potential to be discovered by ordinary people who simply take the time to look closely at what they've got. And unlike rare coins from centuries past that are locked away in museums or elite collections, the 1992 D-Close AM penny continues to hold the allure of discovery, a coin that bridges the gap between modern circulation and numismatic legend, and as more examples are uncovered, each one adds to the story and pushes values even higher. But the real kicker is that the close AM anomaly is not the only error to watch for on the 1992 D-Cent, as there have been discoveries of coins with ghosting effects caused by overpolished dies, which can create faint or partial images on one side, as well as coins struck through grease, which causes missing design details and can elevate a coin's uniqueness if paired with other errors. And some 1992 D pennies have also shown signs of die deterioration doubling, where worn dies cause strange shadow-like effects on the devices of the coin, which, while normally not valuable alone, can become premium features when attached to an already rare error such as the close AM variety. And then there are those coins with planchet defects, like lamination cracks, clipped planchets, or improper alloy mixes, all of which add intrigue and potential value depending on severity and appearance. And when collectors find a coin with a perfect storm of these issues combined with a high state of preservation, they're looking at what could be a multi-million-dollar piece of minting history. And with more coins being submitted to grading services than ever before, the market for rare pennies has never been hotter. And among all modern Lincoln cents, the 1992 D-Close AM continues to rank near the top as one of the most elusive and valuable of all, a true modern rarity that reflects both the artistry and imperfection of coin production in an era when precision was expected but not always achieved. And if you're wondering how to check if your 1992 D penny is the $1 million version, just flip the coin and look at the spacing between the letters A and M in America. If they are almost touching, and if the coin is in excellent condition, you could be holding a fortune in the palm of your hand. And even better, if your coin has other errors in addition to the close AM design, such as die cracks running through the date, doubling on Lincoln's eyes or beard, or even a partial collar strike, then you could be looking at a once-in-a-generation discovery that could change your life forever. And the beauty of this story is that it brings hope and excitement to everyday people, because no matter who you are or where you're from, you could stumble across a coin like this in your change. And that's the magic of numismatics, the chance that something so small and overlooked can hold such incredible value, both monetarily and historically. And as the legend of the 1992 D-Close AM penny continues to grow, so too does the hunt, with collectors and enthusiasts scouring estate sales, coin shops, online marketplaces, and inherited collections for that one elusive cent that could turn dreams into reality. And the community of coin lovers only grows stronger, with each new find adding to the body of knowledge and excitement that surrounds this iconic penny. And while the exact number of surviving 1992 D-Close AM pennies may never be known, the impact they've had on the world of coin collecting is undeniable, inspiring stories, investigations, and educational efforts aimed at helping more people identify these treasures. And so if you're sitting on a pile of old pennies, especially those from the early 1990s, take a moment to examine them carefully, weigh them, inspect the design details under magnification, and cross-reference known varieties and errors, because you might be closer than you think to owning one of the rarest and most valuable modern coins in American history. And with prices already topping $37 million in some circles and rumors of even higher offers circulating among private collectors and investment funds, the 1992 D-Close AM penny has become more than just a coin. It is a symbol of discovery, rarity, and the unpredictable joy that can come from something as simple as looking closely at what's already in your possession. And that's why we say never underestimate the power of a penny, because as this incredible story proves, sometimes the smallest things hold the biggest surprises. So if you've enjoyed this journey into the world of rare coins and millionaire mistakes, be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on the next hidden gem that might just be sitting in your pocket or coin jar waiting to be found. Last, today's unbelievable feature is focused on the incredibly rare, immensely valuable, and now legendary 1994 D Lincoln 1-cent coin, a copper-coated zinc coin that stunned the world of numismatics by reaching a rumored value of up to $31 million, not because it's made of precious metal or studded with gems, but because of the extremely rare and fascinating errors and minting mistakes that make this particular version of the 1994 D penny a once-in-a-lifetime discovery that continues to shock coin experts, historians, and collectors across the globe. So if you're sitting on a jar of pennies or flipping through a stack of change, you might want to pay close attention, because this 1-cent coin could actually make you a multimillionaire. And that's not just a wild headline or a collector's fantasy. it's a documented possibility rooted in the strange and complex world of minting anomalies, transitional designs, production malfunctions, and government oversights that somehow led to the accidental birth of a coin that defies all expectations. So let's begin by diving into the backdrop of the 1994 D-penny, minted at the Denver Mint, which produced billions of coins that year as part of its regular circulation run. And although the vast majority of them were standard issues that now rest in drawers, vending machines, and forgotten piggy banks, a few were anything but ordinary, because within this mass production effort, something went wrong, very, very wrong, and that mistake led to the creation of a variant so rare and so mysterious that to this day only a handful of specimens have ever been publicly identified and verified, and the value of those few has grown exponentially due to their stunning combination of minting defects, unique physical characteristics, and jaw-dropping auction prices. And to understand what makes the 1994 D-penny worth up to $31 million in select cases, you have to understand the types of errors that can elevate a simple coin into the numismatic stratosphere. And in this particular case, we're talking about an extraordinary convergence of error types, including but not limited to off-metal strikes, doubled dies, off-center strikes, die rotation, repunched mint marks, die cracks, strike-throughs, wrong planchet errors, and perhaps the most famous of them all, the rare and highly elusive transitional reverse design mismatch, which can occur when dies meant for different years or coin types are accidentally used during minting. And in 1994, it is believed that a very small number of coins were mistakenly struck using a reverse die from a previous design configuration or proof die intended only for special collector sets, meaning these coins show minute but detectable inconsistencies in the spacing of lettering, depth of design relief, or placement of design elements such as the Lincoln Memorial, inscriptions, and mint marks. And among the most prized varieties of the 1994 D-penny is the doubled die obverse error, where Lincoln's profile, the words Liberty, the date, 1994, and In God We Trust, exhibit strong, clear doubling under magnification, a result of die misalignment during the hubbing process, which can create a shadow or ghost-like doubling effect that dramatically increases a coin's appeal and value to collectors. And when this type of doubling occurs on a high-grade coin, say, one preserved in mint state with full original luster and no signs of circulation wear, it becomes exponentially more valuable. And then there's the off-center strike, a type of error where the coin was not properly centered between the dies when struck, resulting in a coin where part of the design is missing and part of the blank planchet remains visible, and in extreme cases where the coin is more than 50% off-center but still shows a full date and mint mark, the value can skyrocket, especially when combined with other anomalies. And that's exactly what happened in the case of a 1994 D-penny that was struck 60% off-center with a full date and a repunched D-mint mark that showed clear doubling under 10x magnification, a rare hybrid error that led to a staggering six-figure sale at auction, and possibly served as the foundation for later private sales that reportedly reached into the millions. And then we have the rare wrong planchet error, where a coin is struck on a blank meant for a different denomination or metal composition altogether, which can occur when leftover planchets from previous production runs remain in the coin presses and are mistakenly used. And in one infamous example, a 1994 D-penny was found struck on a planchet intended for a dime, weighing only 2.3 grams instead of the standard 2.5 grams, and showing extreme weakness in design elements due to the size mismatch. And this kind of error is extremely rare and prized by collectors because it demonstrates a clear and undeniable mistake at the minting level, and even more astonishing are the coins that combine multiple errors at once, such as a 1994 D-penny that features both a rotated die error, causing the reverse design to appear turned at an angle from the obverse, and a major strike-through error, where a piece of foreign material such as a wire or cloth was caught between the die and planchet, leaving a dramatic imprint on the coin surface. And coins like this are often considered numismatic unicorns, so rare and strange that their value becomes almost impossible to determine until a collector offers a record-breaking price. And the sheer scarcity of verified 1994 D-era coins, especially those with combinations of major errors, has created a speculative frenzy in coin collecting circles, driving values ever higher as collectors compete to own a piece of this strange minting history. And condition also plays a crucial role in valuation, with coins graded MS 66 or higher by PCGS or NGC commanding premium prices due to their pristine surfaces, sharp details, and eye-catching toning. And when you pair an already valuable era with superb condition and a strong pedigree of previous ownership or auction sales, the coin can easily leap from a few $1,000s to hundreds of thousands or even millions, and that's exactly what has happened in the case of the most valuable known 1994 D pennies, with collectors and institutions alike vying to obtain the rarest examples for inclusion in museum collections, legacy sets, and high-security vaults reserved for only the most elite assets. And while most people see the 1994 D penny as just another coin to spend or save, in truth it represents a potential goldmine of value if you know what to look for, and the exciting part is that these coins are still out there, hiding in the everyday change of people who have no idea what they're holding, and with over 7.2 billion Lincoln cents produced in 1994, the odds may seem daunting, but the thrill of the hunt, the joy of discovery, and the possibility of unearthing a seven-figure treasure from an old coin jar keeps the search alive for collectors across the country and around the world, and as stories continue to surface of rare 1994 D pennies being discovered in estate sales, garage finds, inherited collections, or old bank rolls, the legend of this coin only continues to grow, with each new find sending ripples through the market and prompting a new wave of interest and speculation. And it's important to remember that not all valuable 1994 D pennies are easily spotted. Without proper tools, as some of the errors require magnification, precision scales, or even XRF analysis to determine the exact metal composition or error profile, meaning that some of the most valuable coins could be hiding in plain sight among common change, unnoticed by all but the most observant, and that's where you come in, because you could be the next person to stumble upon one of these rare and valuable pieces of American history simply by paying closer attention, doing a little research, and educating yourself on the telltale signs of valuable era coins. And as demand for rare era coins continues to rise, with private collectors, hedge funds, and historical institutions getting into the market, the value of coins like the 1994 D penny will only continue to climb, especially for those with well-documented error types and impeccable condition. And who knows, you might find a 1994 D penny with a misaligned die strike, a full brockage reverse, or a 1 in a million mule error that could change your life forever. And that's the true beauty of numismatics, where history, art, chance, and value collide in a way that turns the ordinary into the extraordinary. So if you've enjoyed this deep and fascinating journey into the hidden value of the 1994 D Lincoln 1-cent coin and want to keep discovering the secrets behind coins worth millions, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another story that could turn your pocket change into a legendary fortune.